back, Universe, to Tom and Alex Off the Rails, Episode 7, bonus content.
Bonus with Dredd.
Bone Ass with Justin Dredd. Sorry that I keep going out, but Alex has been chomping at the bit to get at this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear some.
First of all, you've been around the game now 13 years in a local scene. I've seen a lot of wrestling. Obviously, you know, I've been into it a long time as well. You're probably the best local worker I've seen.
Well, thank you.
Without having
he's
bias
very
too. You're a fantastic worker, which not everybody might not know what I mean by saying worker. But
Wrestler, yes. I know, yeah. We know the lingo a little more, yeah.
Give me and some of your fellow brothers a shout, like who are some other local workers that you'd like to put out there that you've had great matches with over the years?
Jeez, there's tons of them. I know obviously one of my best friends, Ben McCoy. I've known him for almost probably 11 years now. Never had a bad match with him ever.
Yeah.
Joey Avalon, another guy wrestled last night. I've known him since I started backyarding.
Yeah,
that's when I first met him.
You guys have had some wars.
Yes. There's tons of people I know that always good matches. There's Marche Rocket, who's now in TNA Impact. Knowing him since probably 06, like down in Illinois. There's so many guys I know that I always have good matches with, and it's hard to name them all.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody currently that will be at some of your upcoming events that you'd like to give a shout to for being great workers, to get some of the universe out there to see these guys and yourself?
I know, I'm not sure who's all on the show for next weekend, but I know GLCW usually books awesome talent anyways, so it's never like kind of half-ass guys or nothing. It's usually pretty good, legit guys that can work and wrestle really good, put on good shows. But Oshkosh, for the ACW anniversary show that they're having, Swoggle, which former WWE Hornswoggle will be there, and I met him back 02, 03 in the backyard too, wrestling with him, and me and him.
He's not with WWE anymore?
No. He got like a while ago, but he's making a name for himself traveling everywhere too, so he's doing real good.
Okay.
I mean, I'm real proud of him for everything he's done too and accomplished. He's another guy where when I first broke in, I was feuded with him when I first started, and really awkward wrestling a midget. Like, it's really awkward.
Yeah.
But me and him
I've hung out with him.
we beat the crap out of him.
Hornswoggle story that's kind of funny.
What was it?
I won't tell it.
I won't tell it though. It's fine.
No, it's okay. Let me tell it.
Go ahead, tell it.
It was after a wrestling show, and we all went to Denny's afterwards, and he was there, and I don't know, it didn't sit right with him. So we were riding back, and I was riding with him, and he's like, "I gotta pull over. I'm gonna puke." He's driving. I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" He gets out into this lady's yard, and he starts ralphing at like midnight into some lady's yard. And then, to be funny, I'm like looking out the passenger window watching a midget puke. Well, then he runs up to the car and starts puking on his car. And he's like, "Oh man, you gotta drive me home. I'm sick." I'm like, "Okay." We weren't drinking or nothing. It just didn't sit right. And I try to get into his car, and he's got these foot pedals that come all the way up to my tits. I can't drive his car. I gotta like hand work the gas and brake.
That was a Neon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Neon.
That'd be awkward.
It would just be like, what do you think the people at the house were thinking? Looking out the window. Herb, there's a midget puking on his car in the driveway.
No, there's not.
Yeah, right. I hear this every week.
Every day.
Every day it's something new with you.
Damn it, Herb.
Yep. So that's my story with the Hornswoggle from WWE.
I think that was way before even actually.
He was Hornswoggle.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying this was That was early times. Right when I probably first started wrestling, I probably want to say 04 or 05.
We were barely out of high school.
Yeah. That's, that's when he was coming down Waukesha and partying down by me and stuff. Yeah.
That was cool. Crushing beer cans on his head with his foot.
Did that at Bean Snappers once.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went up there because Oshkosh, we went up there and they brought him on stage and he's all of a sudden just crushing beer cans.
Just kicking his own forehead with a beer can hanging in front of it.
Wow.
Crushing it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was a good trick.
Weird times with him.
Good party trick.
I had a lot of actually weird parties with him.
Yeah, I bet.
Who do you think is the best worker all time in the business? I know it's tough.
That's tough.
It's hard to compare eras.
Yeah, eras. I don't know. Indie guys, maybe I would say like I don't know. One of my top guys I love always wrestling with is so fun and so easy, and I always learn something from is Silas Young, ROH. Like always had awesome matches. Like I've known him for years, and when I first broke in, kind of started learning from him, and he kind of helped out with like a bunch of guys like that, like Dysfunction, Dinty, or Matt Winchester, the Bruiser. Even like when I first broke in, those guys kind of helped me out big time. And anytime I wrestle any of those guys, it's always so fun, and I'm still learning stuff from them, and it's awesome. But that's hard. Because style-wise, too, and everything, like, AJ Styles alone, too, is phenomenal worker. Like
Literally.
Yes, phenomenal.
The phenomenal one.
Yes, like, I've always been a fan of him. Like, ever since, TNA was first starting out, and I had the whole X Division and all that. And, I don't know. That's tough, man. I can't answer that, really.
It's tough. It is tough. What do you think about the CM Punks and the Daniel Bryans of the world that made it to the big leagues and got huge championship pushes? Like, what is your take on those guys?
I know Punk was from around the area where, like, ACW and stuff, where, like, I trained, and then he kind of got signed or took off before I actually came in. But from what I've been hearing from people, it's like he worked hard to get where he is, and then he finally, when he got to the spot he wasn't happy with how politics and stuff were happening, so finally said fuck you and took a shit, and then he did his stuff. And I mean, but also too, Daniel Bryan worked his ass up from Shawn Michaels' camp in San Antonio, and worked his way up to ROH and traveling all over, and then finally making it to like his size of a guy and like Punk's size of a guy too. He's not that big of a guy either, but that's also too with the era of wrestling now. It's like these smaller guys, right, my size guys even, are getting pushes, and it's actually
that's always weird to me.
Where it's always not the big giant guys now. It's
yeah,
and that's what I was going to touch on next, because Punk and Bryan are both phenomenal workers,
big time.
But we all grew up in a different era. That like Shawn Michaels, when they started to push the Attitude Era, said they're dinosaurs that need to go because they're not believable anymore as that evolves. And I agree with that character-wise, that the business had to change eventually from these gimmicks. But I still, as a wrestling fan, where we came from, as good of a wrestler as Daniel Bryan is, I can't believe in a 5'9", 180-pound guy slaying Batista and Randy Orton. Like, my brain doesn't allow me to believe it. Like, because I know that when you're standing two guys side by side, Daniel Bryan isn't gonna beat the shit out of Hulk Hogan out of a building. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Big Show's got him by the throat.
There's just no way. So, like, as good as they are, because they are way more athletic and way more capable than those old characters.
Oh, yeah.
I still, like, my brain, I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, Daniel Bryan's whipping Kane all over the arena. He's a fucking garden gnome. Like, yeah. I just, it doesn't sit right with me.
Well, that's the whole thing, too, with, like, actually having stuff kind of make sense, too, where, like, I've wrestled guys, like, there's a guy in Milwaukee, Xavier Mustafa, dude's, like, 6'5", 6'6".
And he goes off the top rope.
Moonsault.
Yeah.
Do a moonsault. I refuse to ever take that, so I don't care. But,
no, because he's like 400 pounds, right?
He's pushing that. I think he's lost some weight, but dude, like, I've wrestled him plenty of times. And
My dad saw that match and thought that was the coolest thing he's ever seen. Like a 400-pounder doing a moonsault off the top
Bam
rope.
Bam Bigelow used to do it too.
Vader
Vader
used to do him too. But too, like that big of a guy, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I've seen him
For everybody. For him and the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I guess for me, the old school mentality is like the best worker should have the Intercontinental Championship. Your Mr. Perfects, your Bret Harts, Shawn Michaels, those kind of guys. And they tried to do that again, WrestleMania 31 with Daniel Bryan after his championship push. Unfortunately, he got injured. But Daniel Bryan being an awesome working fighting Intercontinental Champion, I think works for the business. But him just laying waste to Triple H and Kane and the Big Show is asinine to me, regardless of how phenomenal a talent he is.
Yeah, I know.
In my opinion.
Well, that's the thing too is, I don't know, like they are going with like the popularity now. Like, they're pushing the guys that are popular. They're going to push them, and they're going to get the big title shots. But it's like, is it believable now though? It's
right, because it wasn't believable to me. It's like, I don't want to discredit workers because I love the good workers of the business, which he definitely was.
Some of your favorite wrestlers have been Intercontinental.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So like, but to watch that, even Bret Hart still has that contention with Hulk Hogan. And I don't disagree with Hulk Hogan's take. He goes, yeah, Bret Hart's phenomenal. I love the guy, but nobody's going to believe that he can beat me in a fight. And Shawn Michaels, too. Because Shawn Michaels wanted to do a trilogy with Hogan when they came back. And Hogan's like, I get it, but nobody actually believes that you can take me.
Yeah.
So it has to be this way.
Well, the thing is now, too, with how things are changing, because everyone knows that it's not real wrestling, it's a show and all this stuff. So now it's just people going on and putting on a show now, which it is. It's what it is now. And now it's all about the showmanship of it instead of like, this actual fight now.
Yeah. And I think the wrestlers today are better performers.
Oh, yeah.
In ring than the old school guys, but I still like the old school stuff better because the really good characters, they actually acted their roles so that you believe that they were those characters. It got out of control after the Hulkamania area, before the Attitude Era, but like, you believe that those guys are like that 24/7.
This guy's a fucking Mountie.
Yeah, he goes back to Canada, he's laid off, and he's a Mountie, damn it.
Yep. Rides a horse and...
Doink the Clown is getting hired stealing people's money by having terrible parties for children.
Yes.
And making them cry.
And Akeem the African Dream.
He is from Africa.
Yep.
Yes. Move back.
He was a one-man gang from Chicago, but no more.
Yep.
Thanks to the guidance and tutelage of Slick.
He knows. See? But some of those are just so entertaining.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it was. And that was how the show kind of was then. And now the show is like what Terry said, you're putting the guy that the fans are behind up the mountain, regardless of what it's perceived by.
Yeah, they're just themselves. They're not the big boss man.
All I know was that because I don't watch WWE stuff ever really much anymore, like, because obviously I don't have time. So, but I know I heard it was like Roman Reigns, like people weren't getting really behind him, and WWE wanted them to get behind him, so they kept kind of force feeding him,
and they still do it.
Yes,
the fact that they had Roman Reigns and Undertaker's career was a point of contention, but I assured all the fans out there that Undertaker believes in Roman Reigns because there's no way Undertaker gets to leave the way he wants to leave.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what it was supposed to be. I think Orton was originally, was supposed to beat him, but then that something changed, and then Punk was supposed to, but then like stuff changed again, and I think the whole thing with Brock Lesnar and Taker, Taker must have got hurt or something. It's like to pin me or something. I don't know.
I heard he suffered a concussion early on.
Yeah.
in that WrestleMania 30 match when they broke the streak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Roman Reigns put a pretty good hurting on Undertaker, and Undertaker, showed his age in the ring purposely with some of his trademark things when he would rise up and then he was slumping over because he was taking so many spears from Roman Reigns.
Undertaker is the reason why I don't get road rage, because I know if we both pull over, he's gonna come out of the car and I'm gonna have to deal with the fucking Undertaker now. Like, no, guys like him exist. That's why I'm just gonna go ahead. That's I won't even flip you off. You could be the Undertaker.
Right.
I'm not fucking with that.
No.
But personally, Roman Reigns was popular in the Shield, and then when they broke him up, then they tried to push him up, and then the people weren't behind it anymore.
Yeah.
They liked the Shield, and everybody playing their role in the Shield, and now the Shield's back together.
Yep.
I don't really dig Roman Reigns as a solo performer myself, but they're gonna do what they
they're gonna do what they want. And then,
they're the machine,
yeah,
man.
that's
I'm
exactly
so out
it.
of the loop. I couldn't pick Roman Reigns out of a lineup.
The Samoan guy.
Yeah, he's like the Rock's.
I was
lineage.
thinking Razor
Yes.
Ramon.
No,
Ramon and Reigns. Razor Ramon and Reigns.
It's funny because actually all the Samoans that are in WWE are somehow related.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. Some way, shape, or form they're related.
Yep, it's all one family.
Okay.
That's the weird thing, yeah.
Your favorite wrestling character of all time?
Yeah.
It would be me, but there's Mondo Lucha. I play a character, Red Goldstein.
Red Goldstein.
Yes. When I first got approached with the character, he's like, yeah, I'm going to put you in this. I wear a mask and a full bodysuit. And he's like, he's a superhero. And I'm like, oh, dude, like just looking at the mask, I'm like, to me, looks like he's special. Like, so right away, I'm thinking like the 40s, 50s, like superheroes, like hands on the, or just like, good job, Billy, and the thumbs up. And that's what Goldstein does. He does the thumbs up all the time. And the thing is, like, Mondo Lucha itself is, and it's once a year that the show goes on Turner Hall. It's out of control. It's not your normal indie wrestling show. It's just because it's burlesque dancing, bands that are playing, and wrestling. It's like, and it's going on what, 08 they've been doing it since, and I think I've missed one show, but I've also gone from, I did like El Macho Gato. I was like Impossible Kid. I was Justin Dredd for a little while, and then also now I'm Goldstein, which like. The whole thing, Mondo Lucha, it's the whole, like the first show we ever did there, like they did a match, and the first match they were doing just like basic wrestling stuff, like hip toss, arm drag, shoulder tackles. Crowd's freaking out. I'm like, why weren't we first? Like, this is awesome.
As long as you're making it tight, you know.
The crowd, like, and every year they get bigger and bigger. There's a group of people last year were dressed like nuns. This year they're dressed like Cat in the Hat. Like people go crazy. There's they dress like wrestlers too, like Sherry Martel. Jeez, they dress up like all these like different wrestlers and stuff too. Like crowd gets into all these shows. They're so crazy.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It's probably the one of the funnest shows I do a year, and that's always a fun thing to do. Is just dress up, not be me, just be Goldstein.
Red Goldstein. Favorite old school WWF character of all time?
Ooh.
All right, I'll get the Law team ready. We said WWF.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Molly, you're now the Law team.
Geez, that's tough too, because one of my guys I really liked watching was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was phenomenal, but also too, like, Dynamite Kid was beyond his time too with the stuff he was doing. Like, a lot of guys I liked watching that stuff too. But back when WCW and WF had their Monday Night Wars, I was constantly switching back and forth because Lucha. Like, I want to see the cruiserweight stuff on WCW, and then switch back to WWE.
Open the show to get people off their ass.
And that's what I always liked watching was cruiserweight. So it's like Guerrero and like even Dean Malenko. Like, even though like I'm not a technical guy, but just watching him, and like William Regal's another guy I love watching. Like, he's phenomenal wrestler.
Stiff. Old school.
Yes, like big time. But I know, like, even like 1-2-3 Kid back when he first came out as 1-2-3 Kid was a fun guy that I loved watching too. Mm. But also too, man. If I have to pick one, I'm not sure. I can't either, because there's so much stuff that's influenced me and all the stuff I do. And
And I'm sure your views have changed a little bit since you've been in the business too.
That's also a thing too.
Go a different direction. It works for you.
Yes, and it works for me. But also, guys, I like watching. Like, always loved watching Undertaker wrestle, and like Ric Flair too, Shawn Michaels.
I can't stand Shawn Michaels matches.
Earlier stuff was okay. I liked
because they're 97 minutes.
Yeah,
kicks out a lot.
A lot.
Jesus Christ!
A lot of falsies.
Yeah.
Somebody shoot this guy so he just stays down. It's been a half
Hart
hour.
Was another guy was also like just work wise was.
Yeah, because I like watching all the Bret Hart, Kurt Hennig matches that they had over the years. They're all phenomenal.
Benoit was another guy.
I know. We're not supposed to talk about Benoit, but he's a phenomenal worker because he could do everything: brawl, high fly, technical.
I keep finding matches.
Guarantee he had CTE. That's why all that shit happened.
Stuff in Japan was a lot of stuff too. Like when it was Pegasus Kid and
did you ever
Tiger
see that
Mask
Japanese wrestler fight Muhammad Ali?
Inoki?
Yes, Inoki. Yeah. Yes. Japan wrestling itself is kind of different too, but
I heard their crowds are quiet, which is really weird.
They clap. They let you do your like stuff, and then when it's done, they clap.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You get like that good sweet reversal. They'll be like,
just silent. Nobody's redneck. Rock and roll redneck guy losing his shit.
There's no pyro or anything like that. Like even for rock concerts in Japan, like they have to start when it's still daylight out, and you can't have pyrotechnics. And I've heard it's related because of the bomb.
Oh really? Wait, really?
That's what. Yeah.
Edit.
Yeah.
Can't talk about the bomb. It's been too soon.
Right. Sweet Red Goldstein pick.
Oh, there you go.
I like that.
My cape is a red towel. I just tied it around my neck.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
Goldstein.
But yeah, those are always the fun ones.
You should send that to Molly. She'll throw it up for you.
Okay.
A Red Goldstein.
Red Goldstein pick.
Obviously, there's been a lot of great characters and a lot of great workers, but if it comes down to it, still the Hulkster all day.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All day. And a Macho Man.
You can't beat Hulk Hogan, man. Like, seriously, all
Right.
the stuff. The thing is, I had a discussion with someone about this. Like, realistically, like, back in the day, Hogan had the size, but it could have pretty much been anybody.
Yep.
Because how this business works, too, is moments. Like, if you know the right people and you're in the right spot at the right time. Like, Zach Gowen got his spot. He actually wasn't supposed to be the one like a guy that got signed, but got signed.
Mm-hmm.
And he made his impact and got, I think, that's it. It's moments. If you're in the right spot, you get the spot.
Hulk Hogan is so fucking American that he had a skin transplant with hot dog skin. That's how American he
American
is.
Franks.
Yeah.
And he never has to tan anymore.
Vince thought about multiple people before Hogan.
There was plenty of people that could have been. They did the whole American stuff that could have been all American and been Hogan's.
And then it just was everything aligned right. He started to get hot with Rocky 3.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he had the AWA by the balls, but they wouldn't put the belt on him because he wasn't a true wrestler like Nick Bockwinkel was. So they screwed him out of the belt. Came in at the right time, ushered him right to the Sheik, and now everything that we talk about is possible because of that movement.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, that's how this business works.
Yep.
Hard to beat a guy that gets stronger when you punch him.
Right, exactly.
That's
hard to beat him in a fight. He just keeps getting stronger.
You can beat him all day, and once you hit him with the finisher, full health.
Yep.
What?
Oh, yeah. We love Hulk Hogan here. All right, Alex. Have you heard about the Louis C.K. shit that's been going on?
Alex hears nothing.
no.
Yeah, but you usually know about all the shit.
Yeah.
He's in big fucking trouble, I guess. And
Never heard a thing.
Well, here's the thing. He had chicks throughout the career go to his hotel room, and then he would basically ask them if I can jack off in front of you.
No, I remember.
And then, if they said no, he didn't. But then, you know, if they kind of thought it was a joke or something, he would just come out naked and jack off.
Okay.
And now everybody's all up in arms saying that it was an abuse of power. It was, you know, taking advantage of people because they wanted their careers to be better. So I guess they would have to watch him jack off or something.
Well, the whole thing is if he didn't say, well, if you do this, then you're going to get billed. So it's...
No, he never did that. He just asked. He's like, well...
That's what he means.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. It wasn't forced. Yeah, I don't agree. Is he came out flat out. I remember saying, like, yeah, I did it. Yeah. Like, but if you didn't want to watch, say no.
And then he didn't do anything.
Right,
Yeah.
because let's face facts here. Who would want to watch Louis C.K. jerk off in front of him?
No crap.
His wife at the time, I know he's divorced now.
once.
She wouldn't want. She doesn't even want to see
wouldn't
that
want to
when
see
they
that.
were at their peak as a couple.
I
She
wouldn't
doesn't
wanna
want
see
that.
No one wants to see.
Well, doesn't it sound like the polite thing to do before you jack off at someone? It's ask
Do you mind
permission.
if I?
Hey, you want to watch me? No.
Well, what's
No?
really weird
Sure.
is, you know, it's after the midnight show. You're going to a famous person's hotel room. If he would have just fucked them, he probably wouldn't be in any trouble. But since he wanted to do he's got a weird fetish. I mean,
Yeah, I mean he asked. They're like kind of like, oh,
and he didn't deny it. He admitted right when this shit came out.
And the thing is, like, it's not like he raped them, like, or did anything really to them. They just, they thought I was kind of joking else, and he showed up naked, and they're like, oh, you're serious? You guys could have left.
Like, all right, I'll see you around. Too weird to me, and I don't know enough. So
Yeah, I don't know either much, but just I'm saying, like, to me, how, and I don't know, the way society is nowadays with stuff like it's.
Well, they're claiming that he was creating an unsafe environment, but
a giant
is safe
naked
the
guy
right word?
jerking off. I mean, it sounds
How
like a
dangerous
risky
is it?
environment, more for him than that.
Yeah.
He could roll over and cut himself.
I mean, it just, if that's what you like, you know what? Fuck it. He's brave for asking. That takes balls.
It does take
It does,
balls.
yeah, actually.
I mean, you're putting yourself out there, and now this person knows your sick little twisted thing.
right, because they can go tell
He's a
everybody.
hero.
Well,
I
don't know about that.
I don't know, hero. I won't even say pioneer.
this is just, it's just too strange for me to comment.
Come on, you gotta have.
I don't know, it's weird, dude. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just toxic masculinity, they're calling it. I don't know. He said he's sorry. He didn't realize that he was using his power. He was just kind of what I like to do.
My goodness, he aired his special in early 2017 before Netflix will cut him off and we won't see his stand-up anymore.
Just don't think it's that. I mean, I don't think it's that bad.
Just interesting.
and it's not like he jerked off on them. You just watch. That's not like.
He should have just fucked him. You did all the legwork. You got 2 chicks back to your hotel room after a show, dude. And now you're gonna...
Did they say when this was? Was it before or after his divorce?
After.
Okay.
Oh, I think one chick said he asked... Yeah, this chick,
Yeah.
she said it was while his wife was pregnant. But how bad is that? Molly, how bad is that for cheating-wise?
To me, it's cheating still.
I agree.
Making a girl watch you masturbate is cheating?
I think so.
It's still cheating.
Yeah.
Never touched her.
I don't.
Then why
In
does
my
he do
eyes,
that in
it's
front of his
cheating.
wife?
still.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's been watched by her too much now. Maybe she's giving him a dirty look. Hey, I can't do it when you look like that. Look surprised and shocked. Like, no, this is just another day. And now you look bored. Damn it. You ever do that with some wrestling groupies?
No, never.
Hey.
That has never come up. I got weird stories, but no.
I bet
nothing like that.
I bet Flair's done it at least once.
Oh, some of that 30 for 30 I was watching was really awesome.
Yeah.
Did they touch on that?
Well, he had like 2 chicks in the bed, And some of the stories are like, man, this guy is really Ric Flair. Like, this ain't a gimmick.
Oh, no, yeah.
He's like, hey, did one of you bitches steal my Rolex? They're like, you don't remember? I'm like, no. Oh, you threw it in the ocean because you said you had 100 of them. he was so drunk. It's like, oh, okay.
That's fine. I'll get another one.
Yeah. Riding Lear jets. All right.
Kiss, stealing, wheeling, dealing.
Yeah.
Limousine riding.
I would have liked to party with Ric Flair once. I don't know if I'd still be around if Uncle Tom partied with Ric Flair. If he's throwing Rolex in the ocean, I'm jumping in the ocean for a Rolex.
The most amazing thing about all the partying that I heard about Ric Flair was in Bret Hart's book, and it's not because of how much he partied, because Bret Hart didn't throw people under the bus like that. But he said the most amazing thing is we'd drink with Ric Flair, and he'd buy. Even if he didn't have the money, he'd buy for everybody. And he drank the most. And all the wrestlers would be hungover, couldn't get out of bed. 5 a.m., Flair's already on the Stairmaster in a gym.
Yep.
Wow.
Sweating his hangover out, 2 hours of sleep. He's back training so that he can go 60 minutes in the ring tonight, like every day.
How did he... Did he just spend so much money he didn't have money?
Yeah. Yeah. They put a fucking credit line out to get a bunch of wrestlers drunk. You're going to be out G's in a night.
Oh, yeah.
Drop $6,000. You want to get LOD, Hogan, Undertaker, Hart Foundation.
Andre the Giant alone.
Wasted. You're going to shell out thousands a night.
Wow.
At a New York City bar. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to tell us you played hockey your whole life, too, and you used to mix wrestling buddies and hockey buddies. How did that go?
Wrestling buddies always won, but...
Oh, but there was always something going down.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't mix.
Actually, no. Years and years ago, a house party it was my backyard wrestling buddies came up, and my high school and like hockey buddies, and hockey buddies pretty much beat the crap out of one of my other wrestling buddies. But also too, this guy when he got drunk was real not obnoxious, but annoying, real annoying, and that's just how he was when he got drunk. He got real annoying, and he said the wrong thing to a girl, and then she got mad and went to this guy.
And then he started masturbating in front of her. And...
No, nope, not that one. Not that part.
Oh, Richard or Louis C.K. wasn't at the part?
No, he wasn't.
He doesn't play hockey?
But then he ended up getting punched in the mouth, and then ended up getting to the hospital, take stitches and shit like. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Oh.
That was the last time I ever did that. And then actually after mostly kind of lost touch with all of my hockey buddies, and then more wrestling.
Yeah. We're going to have a hockey player on next week.
Yeah.
I think you know him, right?
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah.
I may have heard of him.
Yeah?
May have heard of him.
He plays for the Bombers. We're going to have him on.
Mm-hmm. Actually, funny story with that. Before I got into wrestling full time, in 2004, I was playing for the Milwaukee Flyers as like a backup goalie, and I played some games, but that year stuff got happened. Like I suited up. You're gonna go play in the game. Awesome. I go out there. I had people come down to watch. All of a sudden, I get on the ice. I get yelled at. What the hell are you on the ice for? We have too many people. Get off the ice. So after warm-ups, fucking left. Went back in the locker room, got undressed, said fuck this, and left. I quit the team. And that year they won the championship for the Great Lakes Championship League, which is what the league the Bombers is in. And so my name is on the trophy. And my brother's been playing in the Bombers League and all this stuff, and they never won. So he's like, "You fucking dick!" Like he don't like me for that one.
That's awesome. Weren't the Bombers in the championship last year? I thought they lost.
They lost. I think they lost. But yeah, that's when after that time that shit happened. That's when I went into wrestling full time. Then and then that's
my name's on the trophy. Fuck you! I got this over my brother.
Mic drop.
Done. Hey, why don't you polish my name on that trophy, dick?
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So what's it like? Tell us how you juggle working full-time, being a dad, and wrestling.
I don't sleep much.
Okay.
I run on basically anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night. Also, too, it doesn't help that I stay up and watch my TV shows and stuff.
Your stories.
My stories. But yeah, I do. I'm blessed. I have a job that's very flexible, where if I work weekends too. So if I like last Saturday, I went in work at 3 a.m, got done at I want to say 10, 11, went home, kids are up, stayed up, and then I had to wrestle that night in Appleton. So then pretty much so up from 2 a.m, almost up 24 hours because I did the show and then drove back home. And then
That's commitment.
That's usually what I do on weekends. If I can, I go in early so I can leave early. So I'm usually going in at 3 a.m. on Saturdays if I can.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what I was going to do. I think today if I had to work, but they need me to come in. So like, oh, sweet.
Thank God I can do a podcast.
And you get hustled into this.
Yep.
No, this is fun. This is cool.
Awesome. Alex, you got some more wrestling questions for him?
I mean, I can always come up with wrestling questions for him, but
Yeah, let's hear one.
favorite match, not that you've been in, but you've ever seen like that resonates with you when like we were kids or an attitude.
When Hulk Hogan wrestled... Oh, you're not talking to me.
No.
Hulk Hogan wrestled Kevin Nash and he poked him in the heart so hard.
The finger poke of doom match, as it's called now.
One of the matches, I think it was probably an Attitude Era, was when Taker and Mankind had their cage match. It was one of the biggest ones that still always sticks in my mind because that was a fucking brutal match.
The Hell in a Cell.
Yes, the Hell in a Cell one where he got thrown off the cage and got put through the cage, and Mick Foley was just a mess.
Tooth out the lip.
Yeah, like that's one of the matches that probably I think whenever someone's like, "What's the worst match?" Like that's one that just kind of always sticks with me.
Yeah, anybody that wants to disrespect Mick Foley will get torn to shreds by me because
How is that guy's brain
that dude
still
because he's
in
still
one piece?
he's still extremely intelligent.
Oh, very intelligent. Yes.
And like the beatings he took to
Well,
not only
even-
put himself over but other people is just it's absurd.
all the stuff they did in ECW as Cactus Jack
yeah.
alone with
Oh,
him
yeah.
and Terry Funk and all those like a lot of that ECW stuff. Like I remember first time I ever got a taste of ECW was I was up in Astropan for a hockey tournament at a hotel. All of a sudden going to bed, all of a sudden, oh, ECW is on TV. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's wrestling. And all of a sudden, like, it's Sabu and like Terry Funk and Barbed Wire. Like, oh, we can't show you this because it's public TV. And I'm like, what the like? I was floored. Like, how do I find out more about this? Like,
Right? Yeah, there's some brutal stuff going on.
And then finally, I got to meet Sabu, and I was like, wow, he's like, ouch, weird guy now.
And say I heard he's pretty
He's weird
strange.
now, yeah. Like him and Jannetty are kind of up there with how weird they are.
Jannetty's weird, huh?
Oh,
Is it
time
the substance
probably
over the
yes.
years?
Like he's.
Or
I've been on a
taking
few shows with him, and I think
natural wrestling beating.
we wrestled at a airport in Sheboygan. It was. He went outside to pee on the building, and it's like we almost lost the building that night. Like they're gonna cancel the show that night because they caught him peeing outside the building.
It's not 87 anymore.
Yeah,
dude.
like there's a bathroom right there, dude. Like, yeah, but him and Jannetty were probably like kind of the
I thought you
weird.
said the Sheik was weird.
Well, Iron Sheik.
I've never met Iron Sheik. There's a different
The Sheik.
the Sheik. No, I've never met Iron Sheik. I know a buddy of mine did. He's like, it was a weird interview. Like they did a interview with him years and years ago, but like, yeah. They got him blow and everything, and then it was a weird interview, I guess. But
Wow.
Greg the Hammer Valentine is also getting guys kind of.
Do we have to get you blow
No,
for this interview?
no.
Crap. Molly, go get the blow.
Yeah, no. I'm good. If you guys want to, I don't mind. But
No,
No, we're all
not
right.
for me.
no. But Greg the Hammer Valentine's our guys is so old and just minds himself most of the time. It's
I
just-
say he seems pretty soft spoken,
yeah, very soft spoken,
but weird about it.
kind of weird. Yeah,
Just by gauging his interviews that he still does.
yeah. He's I mean, he has this every now and then when he comes out. It's just like, hey, Greg, nice to see you. It's just
King
shaking
Kong
that.
Bundy's been ripping people on interviews.
Oh,
lately,
really?
Too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't doubt it. Yeah,
Shredding people.
A lot of those older guys also now they're coming out like Bundy and like
Well, the
bitter.
dementia and shit starts setting in when they get to that age, and they lose their inhibitions to shut their mouth during an interview and not rip people. And I think a lot of these older guys are suffering from, frontal lobe brain damage, and they're just really can't control their inhibitions right now.
No, well, all those lawsuits that WWE has with all those guys' head injuries and all that, and it's still going on. Like,
take 400 chair shots to the head a year and see what you're going to be like at 70.
Yeah. Greg the Hammer still lights you up though.
I've taken a chop from him when I probably was 6, and oh my god, his hand is like a big mitt, dude. Like, oh my god,
it's like why are you doing?
He gave me one. I took it and rolled out of the ring. I'm like, I'm good. Like, oh.
I'm good with one.
Yeah. Like,
I remember taking your kendo stick to the back once, just lightly.
Suck.
Yeah,
that dropped me.
Those are nice.
Yeah, they'll suck.
I don't get how they're so devastating.
Yeah, he used to watch them on WCW. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Oh, it's a stick of bamboo tied together.
Take one across both kidneys.
What the fuck, man? Get that thing out of here. Throw it in the fireplace. Fuck that can-do stick. You're flooring. People are taking it in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Nope.
Shake it off.
Walk it off.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know why I touched my keys right now. I don't know.
Somebody's got to go.
Yep, we said can-do stick. I'm done.
I think we better wrap this up.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up. What do you want to plug your shit again there, Justin Dredd?
Fucking
A.
Next weekend, November 28th, GLCW, Circle B in Cedarburg.
Highway 60.
Highway 60, 7 o'clock.
We are volleyball champions. That's what
Yes, we are. Good times.
I retired as champion there.
Yep.
But following weekend, December 1st, ACW in Oshkosh, Metazoic Center. Wrestling Billy Gunn.
Metazoic Center?
Yeah, Metazoic Center it's called.
Sounds like
Mr. Ass himself.
Mr. Ass himself.
Okay. Last time you were at Circle B, though, I think you wrestled Al Snow, or
no.
He was there.
He was there.
No,
I didn't wrestle. No.
Okay.
He's a super nice guy too.
Yeah.
I've met actually quite a bit of nice, like a lot of big name guys in this business that are super nice. Like Jimmy Snuka was super cool guy.
I bet.
Super cool guy to
Before
talk.
he got locked away.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, you never heard the Snuka story?
No.
Man, that's an old school legend.
Where he like supposedly killed his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And
in, like,
Vince
the
kind of
70s.
brushed it under the rug and he got away with it. And then all of a sudden, just recently, like a few years ago, they were going to put him back on trial, but he was so old and dying anyways, they just let it go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then he ended up passing away.
Yeah, because he got like dementia and stuff. But yeah, they finally found enough evidence that he legitimately did it.
Wow.
But then he couldn't stand trial because he was already out of his mind.
And this fucker calls him a nice guy.
Well, I mean,
when I met him, he was super cool.
Oh, I've always heard that Snuka's a nice guy, but he liked to party a lot. And
Okay.
Back in the day.
I think it was like a drug thing. Like he didn't like beat her to death or anything. I think he basically like fed her a bunch of drugs.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right.
Now his daughter's in WWE.
I think she might have been released. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know she was good too, though. Yeah.
All right.
Huh?
Well,
That's all I got.
we don't have to do any more reads. I think, hope you guys enjoyed it. Come see Justin Dredd. It's a riot. Have a great time every time I go. And we'll hit you up next week.
Bye, universe.
See you later.